Hi, Peter. What's up? So I sorry that I have not been able to. I didn't see. Sorry, no. Let's just get started and get this done before 6 p.m. So, how do you explain CSS files? CSS files are actually pretty easy to explain. From here now, this one is even very easy. What this first, sorry, a CSS file contains CSS commands basically, and CSS commands contain a selector and a list of commands. So a selector is basically telling you are basically telling CSS that okay, in the HTML file, look for this selector. I will explain what that means in a minute. Look for this selector and give it all these attributes. So that when you open, sorry, let me open the file. So when you open the file, by the time CSS applied all these apply these properties to this selector, apply these properties to this selector, apply these properties to this selector, and all, it will now look like this. You understand? Without the CSS, let me remove the CSS for a minute. This is the CSS. Without the CSS, it will look shitty, like really bad to see. So CSS is just giving it the style. So the best way to explain CSS is that there are what selectors and commands. So selectors are very important because selectors are what tells you that okay, for this particular guy, this is how I want to style it. So anytime you see hash in front of a selector, then what you're telling CSS is that look for an element that has an ID of node shell. So when you come here and look for an element that has an ID of node shell, that's what you have here. So basically, you're telling CSS that whatever this div is, this old div, just this get now, should have all these properties. So when you come here and refresh your page and check that selector, I click on inspect and go to my element, look for here node shell. You can see that it has the same properties that you give it in the Explorer. This corner, this side there, you see under styles, you see the same properties that you give it. So if I were say, for instance, I want to change my background color to red and I reload the page, what happens is that instead of that color, it changes to red. So you see how that style is. Now you can also decide to change the style from here, meaning that I can just change it to blue. But what happens about this is that it does not save what I did blue there. It does not put blue in my file here. So it's just like a temporary of styling just to know how it looks like before you now. So what like I explained it last time, what I often do is that I do all my styles here and when I'm done I copy and paste. But like I said, because whatever design you put here does not stick, it's just for your view. When you refresh the page, it will go back to the way it was, you understand? So I'm going to go back to what the guy used, which is this color, and refresh the page. And we have that. So all these ones are now margin auto. When you say margin auto, you're basically telling you to center the div, center this div note id shell, which is what you can see. There's equal space at the left and right, but it's kind of complicated when you want to you want to do it up and down. That can be a challenge. Side note, challenge, centering the box on the page is complicated, so we just assume that you did not figure it out. So basically, what this guy was doing, that was using IDs, was using IDs. So this one, note name, is saying that the font should have this color. So if you look for note name here, note name, that means this guy, yeah, it's having this color, which you see now. CSS cross this because these are invalid CSS command. So you might not see it here. You might not see that it's okay, it's invalid here, but by the time you load it, anything that is cross means that it's invalid. Or not cross, anything that has this yellow thing, it means that it's invalid. Sometimes they are crossed. Let me explain when it's crossed. If I say display flex, see that this one is crossed. Although it does not have any yellow thing, it just means that I've given it a command that supersedes this one. So it takes this one and then cross out this one. So we'll just disregard this and we're back. So that's it. It gave this guy a style, but the CSS you used was not appropriate, and therefore it crossed it out in the Internet Explorer. Now you also have another type of CSS selector where you have one selector, comma another selector. You're basically saying apply this style to both of them. Apply this style to both of them. So look for the one that has an ID of note title an ID of note title, and we're looking for text area. So you know this one does not have an hash in front of it. Now, anytime something does not have an hash in front of it, they are saying look for this text area element. That means any element that has text area, just like how you say P, you understand, or input. So I'm basically looking for any text area element, and if you come here, you see that this one text area element. So the guy is probably giving the same style for this guy and this guy. You understand me? So when you come here and you check, the style, the CSS is even bad in the first place. It's not looking all good, but there's not much I can do about it now. So basically, that's all you just need to do. Like, okay, IDs, elements, sorry, tags. Okay, so a button tag has all this property. I'm guessing that's this button here. By the time you inspect this one, you see there's a button. You can check. You understand? And that's basically what it is. So learning CSS is actually pretty easy, especially if you want to start with, because it's just really experimenting. What I do is often that, okay, if I remove this guy, if I find a good code that is nice, I'll just start removing one by one. Okay, I remove this guy and I reload my page. What happens? See, that means that this guy is the one that is making it centered. I put it back. Now I've learned something. You understand? So for future use and stuff like that. But it's difficult coming here to delete first and then going here to refresh. So what we do is just come here, look for the element you want to edit. Let's say show not share. Check and uncheck, check and uncheck. That way you can inspect better how it works. So I believe that that's the way CSS works. It's very easy to learn. It's just selectors, and that's just what it is. Selectors and whatever styles, selectors and styles. Now it's more complicated than that, but for your level, you don't need to know that now. So basically, what I'm saying is, anyway, you say as IDs, yeah, that means that the guys are applying these styles to an element that has an ID of ID node shell, and there are more of them under. And then anytime there's no hash, it's basically just a tag, which is like button or the text area in this particular case. So I think that's the idea for the CSS. As regards the challenges, the number one challenge you want to have that everybody has at the beginning is selectors. Like, they don't understand the best way to arrange selectors. This guy is you can tell that he's very novice using IDs selectors. They are more complicated selectors. In fact, most people like to use class names, but it becomes confusing when choosing the right class name, making sure that this one does not affect the other one. You understand? So after a few weeks of development to CSS, one of the major challenges you have is selector name or assigning selectors, basically. The second issue you have specific to this project is, like I said, centering this guy. To center it vertically was impossible. Another thing is you had was a major issue of, you know all these issues. I don't know what they are, but stuff like that. Really, that's what you want to work on. That's what you want to figure out. Okay. I hope this is explanatory and you can learn. I hope I can upload it in the 30 minutes before you start your presentation, and it's explanatory enough. 8 minutes, shit, that's a lot. All right, take care.